Here is another family favorite that I like to make in the winter, but is also great in July. This is my goulash recipe. Here is everything I'm going to be using. This is one of those recipes that's very flexible. I'll be using a 6-ounce tomato paste. I like using these mushrooms. I get them at Sam's. Also get the tomatoes at Sam's. I always like to dump one can in, see how it looks, and then I decide on whether I want a second can. This I'm going to make 2 cups of pasta, but I really only need about a cup for this recipe. I like to use onions, and I love the spaghetti packet. This is a little secret, a little quick little way to make it, and I don't have to worry about getting the spices right. This packet does the heavy lifting for me. I will be using my cast iron pan for this today, and I'm going to put that in there right now and get it started. While my hamburger is browning, I'm going to go ahead and get this green pepper cut up. Also, I just remembered to use this towel. Somebody in the comments had left me a message saying to do that. I believe he said he was a chef, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I love all the tips you guys give me. I'm just going to go ahead and dice these up. We love a lot of onion in ours. I'm going to go ahead and cut this up the same way I did the green pepper. Part of this was looks like it's going bad, so I'm going to throw that away and just use the rest of it. Now onto the mushrooms. I don't like to cut these too little. I'm just going to slightly cut them and put them in a bowl. I'm determined to get every last one. Just a couple cuts, just like this, is perfect for us. And now I'm going to go ahead and get the burger browned. I think I was the last one to buy one of these, but wow, what a difference. And I had been told by several people that I needed one. I was sure I didn't. It is frozen, so I'm going to try to break through it a little bit, and I'm just going to keep going at this until I get it browned. I did add a little water, and it was interesting. One of my videos, people had a lot of comments about that. I've always done that just to save calories. I don't want to, I've always been on a diet for 30 years, I guess. And, any chance I can save some calories, I do. I'm sure adding oil adds the flavor. So, you got to do what's right for you. I love to use these packets. I don't have to worry about getting the seasonings right. This packet just makes it taste so great. I follow the directions on the back, except for I don't put the butter in. I don't feel it needs it, but you could. I love how that makes the meat just perfect. And I just want to keep doing it until all the pink is gone. Once the pink is gone, I'll be ready to move on to the next step. You could add in bouillon right here if you wanted to with some water. I'm just going to add in plain water. I'm going to put my green peppers in, and then I need to add in my onions, and I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit, and I'm just going to keep doing that until they are tender. And while that's cooking, I'm going to grab this pan. I'm going to go ahead and get my pasta started. I turned that on high. I'm going to grab my pasta instead of just dumping it in. I do like to measure it. That way you kind of have an idea of how much is in there. Then I just want to make sure I mix that up good, and I will check that off and on just to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. I do love to add garlic I just want to put a little bit of garlic in there, and I always add Italian seasoning in as well. I guess I'm measuring with my heart, but I would have to guess it's a teaspoon of each. And while these are cooking, I come back and forth and just kind of keep making sure everything is looking good. And this is when I clean my kitchen and get all the dishes washed and put away that I can, or fill the dishwasher, whichever I'm doing that day. That the meat is ready. I'm going to go ahead and add in the tomato paste. I want to add a little water to that and try to get everything out of that can the best I can. I should have moved the camera a little bit, but I did want to show you that if you put a spoon over the top, it's supposed to stop it from boiling over. I love that. Away Girl, her channel, she had done that one time when she was cooking and blew me away. Didn't know I could do that. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. I'm not sure this is the right tool to use for that project because everything wants to stick to it, but stick with me. I'm going to get it all undone. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in a can of tomatoes. What I like to do, I just like to dump that in there and see how that looks before I decide on the second can. I love tomatoes, so it's almost always a yes for the second can. I like to take this though. This works really great to kind of smash the tomatoes up a little bit if you don't buy the already stewed tomatoes. This works great. And I think I will. I'm going to go ahead and put the other can in. I just want to chop them up a little bit too. You could leave them whole like they are or do it this way. I kind of like to just do it that way. That way you don't get a big chunk of tomato on your spoon, but some people like it that way, so it's a personal choice. And then I like to just come through and see how it's looking. Just give it a good stir. And this is when I put the packet in. Right at this point, I like to dump it in. And I will say that the packet actually thickens it a little, so you may need to add a little water. You just need to decide on the consistency that you like. I love how this changes the sauce too. They must have thickener in there because it just kind of pulls everything together in a really good way. That looks great. And I almost forgot my mushrooms, so I'm going to throw those in now and heat that up a little bit. Get the sauce all combined. On the back of the packet it says to add water, but I like to kind of look at it and decide how much water I want to put in. So that's pretty thick right now. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water and see how that works out. It usually is just what it needs. I like to let this cook for just a little bit and then I'm going to get ready and add in the pasta. That looks just about right. I'm going to go ahead and drain it and get ready to add it to the sauce. I want to hold back about a cup of this for another recipe that I'm doing, so I'll set that off to the side. And that looks so good. You could add more pasta if you wanted to. I just like to have a lot of sauce, a lot of extra sauce. It's so delicious. Here, I just want to scoop some up so you can see how this turned out. This is so good. This is comfort food for sure. I love to make this in winter, but it's also good in July. I really hope you give this recipe a try. And I just want to grab a spoon and show you everything in here, just how it looks up close. And this is one of those recipes you can put it in a refrigerator and for the next couple days it just gets better with time. It is one of those great recipes. So I want to mention I have a sewing channel, Sweet Country Living in Michigan, and I show how to make this. So if you'd like to check that channel out, there's 700 videos over there, so I hope you'll check that out as well. I like to grab my Pyrex dish and I'm going to dump everything into this dish, and that will be in the refrigerator, just waiting for us for whenever we get hungry. I'd love to pick this pan up. One, it's hot, and two, it's heavy. So this is why I'm doing it this way. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hit the like button. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put up 2 of my other videos if you'd like to click on them. And thank you so much for watching.